I just got a bit of a big question. I'd like to go through the ads manager with this info product client, and just kind of ask you a few different questions about it. So can I just share my screen?
Yeah, for sure.
Sweet. So it's a bit of a difference from last week. So I think last week it was I think it was last week on the Monday or something when I was last on here with you. But yeah, it was at a 2.2 last week, and then now it's at like a 10x, which
Holy
is
shit.
great.
We're just seeing a ROAS, yeah.
Yeah,
nice, man.
So that's great. But myself and my media buyer, we actually, I'll just be completely transparent. We haven't actually had a 10x kind of info product for one. And the client, I'll just read out to you, because on the weekend, right, we hit 10K off of like 1.4K or something. And then over the last couple of days, we've made 9K. So we're almost at 20. So it's kind of moving quite quickly. And last month, her ROAS was, just to put things in perspective, it was 0.38 and now it's 10. So that's great. But yeah, my biggest question is, she said like, she was like, the client was just like, oh yeah, how are we going to get to 100K per month now? Let's hurry up. I was like, all right, well, give us a chance. But anyway, she said, yeah, I'm happy to spend 10K now. The budget was actually 3,000 for the month, and it's not actually the month yet. So yeah, I'd just like to know what you would recommend. What's your kind of roadmap for this?
So what
sorry, do you want me to like get the proper columns?
Yeah, for sure. So go to the go to the campaign level.
Yeah, by the way, it doesn't like show this for some weird ass reason.
You got your middle, bottom, and top. Nice, perfect. Go into the top funnel.
Oh, we haven't. I know you mentioned last week to spend a bit more, but we hadn't increased it because my media buyer, actually, he's watched through the Quantum Leap stuff, and I think he remembered or recalled. And I just want to check with you about this, not to scale straight away, but he was saying like, if the budget is 3K for the month, then don't scale until you hit the end of the month.
Yeah, but it's not, is it?
No, it's not the end of the month yet.
No, but it's not 3K either, right? Isn't it 10K? No,
now it's 10K, yeah.
Yeah, so you can scale now for sure.
Yeah.
So, and okay, so what are these running at here?
$20 a day.
No, I mean, like return. What's the ROAS on
Oh,
these?
sorry. Well, yeah, 9.4.
Okay.
15.
Yeah, well, I mean, dude, you can just scale those up. And
yeah,
I would also add some more in as well. So, like I was saying to you last week, like, I would honestly try some $100 ad sets.
Yeah.
Because if you can get 3 of those, if you can get 5 of those doing well, if my maths isn't horrifically bad, there's $5,000 a month.
Oh yeah, okay.
So there's, that, and that's just on top of funnel, and then you could probably split 2,500 a month over middle and bottom. Obviously right. 5 ad sets to get churning out pretty nicely, especially with these results, dude. Is super easy. I would use those 2. I would also do, so I'd look at doing like maybe maybe go to like 60 on those, and then
sorry, what do you mean by that? Do you mean like duplicate this and then spend one at $60 or spend them at $60 a day?
Yeah, I wouldn't touch those 2 just yet. I would duplicate each and do each duplicate at $40.
Yeah.
And then I would try, so you need some more ad sets as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
2 won't be enough. Unless it was broad.
Yeah. And then how many ad sets do you reckon you would run, or is it just kind of a a thing of I should just think of that myself.
Yeah, there's not a certain number. No.
Yeah. No worries. And then what would you do with, like, say the bottom and middle of funnel? These two.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, do you want me to look at the results?
Holy shit. Okay, this is good. So how come that 180-day engages is off?
Because the attribution, I was a bit of a goose, and I put the attribution on the wrong thing. Like, I am a bit like behind, and I just didn't realize you had to do the 7 days after one click, and I think I did 1 day view or something stupid, and then ran it.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
No worries. All right. So, yeah, I mean, so what's the specific question here?
Yeah. So what would you kind of recommend doing with these ad sets, given that they're only running at $20 a day? Would you say duplicate them, run them at a higher budget, or just create a new campaign and then, like, put them in CBO or something? Or what would you recommend?
No, I definitely don't do CBO. Budget's not big enough, and I don't think the audiences are either, to be honest.
Yeah.
Honestly, dude, I don't think you should be pushing those much more at the moment. Your frequency is already, it's not too high, but it's on the higher side already. So if you was to increase that budget, it's just going to go higher. I think you should focus on getting top of funnel scaled a little bit more so that those audiences fill up a little bit more, and then you can push the budgets on these.
Yeah. Okay, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, I mean, 4.87 in, what's that, like 19 days, 20 days? It's not too bad.
It's 19.
But
yeah,
you know, if you keep pushing it, it's only going to go closer to 10, and then that's like, okay, it's a bit much.
Yeah.
So
yeah. All right. Yeah. That was my main question. So you'd say don't touch retargeting just yet, just focus on increasing or scaling top of funnel.
For sure. And also you need to, you definitely need to, because that top of funnel is nearly at 2 frequency as well. Not that it matters, because really the results is the only thing that matters. But you got to remember, obviously, as I said before, as you scale, frequency is going to go up. So if it's already high, which 2 or 1.9 on top of funnel is high, that's when things will start to break, right? So right now it's fine. Like, it doesn't need to be changed. The frequency doesn't need to be changed just because results are there. But obviously you need to look into the future a little bit and realize that, if you increase your spend, the frequency is going to ramp up, and that's when results will probably dip. So you definitely need to branch out.
What would you and what would you kind of expect when you scale, like, considering we're going from, like, basically this spend down here is the wrong one because we did some boosts, but let's just call it 2K. What would you expect going from 2K in ad spend to now 10K in ad spend? What would you kind of expect to see in the results? Or is that a bit of a how long is a piece of string question?
No, it's not. Well, one thing you got to expect is that results are going to dip. You're not going to maintain at a 9.4 ROAS top of funnel. I think honestly with this account you could probably sit at around a 5 to 6 comfortably at a 10K spend. Well, again, it comes down to how big her audience is. Not her audience, but her ideal market, right? It comes down to how big that actually is. That'll impact how drastically it will drop the results. But I think that based on these current numbers right now, and the reason I say that is because I know she's in a pretty niche industry. But like normally if you sat at like a 9 ROAS and you want to really ramp up the spend, I think you could comfortably find a sweet spot at like 5 to 6 ROAS at scale. But just make sure that you guys on your end are routinely looking at the profit, right? Don't look
what do you mean by that?
Like, not don't get too hung up on the ROAS.
Oh, yeah.
Because if you look at, for example, this is an extreme example, but if you was able to spend, especially with this client, right? If he was able to spend like 250 grand a month at a 2 ROAS, you'd be still pocketing her 250 grand profit at 2 ROAS. Or you could spend, 10 grand a month at a 10 ROAS. It's like, yeah, amazing, but she's only pocketing 90 grand that way. So just keep an eye on the profit, and make sure that you're making her more profitable each month, which is easy to track with info. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's very easy. It's just like, oh, she's printing money. So
yeah, exactly. It's just purchase conversion minus ad spend. So it's nice.